Welcome, gentle viewer. It seems odd, so late in our career, to use controversial words as attention-grabbing headlines. However, the wording Christmas is recorded in the English language since at least the 15th century. This fact indicates, firstly, there is no modern conspiracy to remove Christ from Christmas, and secondly, the use of the Greek letter chi strongly suggests the English language did not use the Latin spelling of Christ, and as a result, we conclude Greek was the universal language of the Church. After 2 years, I am incapable of identifying Apprentice Braden or Apprentice Denver by sight. However, once I mention the flat earth, I know who I'm addressing, as Apprentice Denver is, to be charitable, more confrontational. For my purposes, the flat earth theory is not an end, but a beginning. If the gentle listener is willing to look at the flat earth evidence, then the listener has an open mind. The lack of opinions means that such topics as induced abortions, evolution, chronology, historical revision, and Christianity can be viable subjects of discussion. Of course, yours truly does not have all responses that could be brought up as arguments against the flat earth. In my mind, the flat earth model has two facts that modern ideas cannot overcome: the infinite vacuum of space touching our atmosphere, and the oceans being held to a spinning globe. Once the researcher realizes both these ideas are false, then the acceptance that density explains the observable effects of gravity quickly follows. And without the theory of gravity, the dismissal of most of astrophysics and cosmology results in a smaller universe. To those individuals who say I cannot convince them of the flat earth model, I can only respond, who convinced you, through extensive arguments and reasoned deductions, that we live on a spinning globe? Oh, no one convinced you? It was simply presented as a fact? The irony of Apprentice Denver shopping at a retailer named Earthbound is not lost on the general researcher. In the immortal words of Apprentice Joe, moving on. I am not driven by emotions, nor do I seek happiness. However, it took fortitude to control my unexpected physical reaction to Apprentice Denver's various discoveries regarding the Constitution and greed. That is, until he left the table. We may say that confirmations that I have not ran in vain is, in a word, nice. Apprentice Denver has a deeper appreciation for the Founding Fathers and the Constitution. Of course, my happiness is not that Apprentice Denver agrees with yours truly, or the Founding Fathers, or a book. For what does occult research have to do with agreement? No, my joy was that Apprentice Denver, as benefiting from a liberal education, is now in a position to advance to the next level, to understand one fact of profound significance. The Constitution is the result of the application of natural law and natural right at a federal level. The skeptical viewer may correctly state that yours truly has little or no effect upon the apprentice's education generally, and Apprentice Denver's education specifically, and we agree. Yet, as the Master said, a sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and some fell upon a rock, and some fell upon thorns, and other fell on good ground, and bare fruit 100-fold. Moving on. Apprentice Denver related that a fellow Capricorn, attending a private college, has to be aware, or self-conscious, of how he uses gender pronouns. We quote, "The problem with this is we're looking at someone's gender expression and guessing what their gender identity is, which is hurtful and insensitive." End quote. Firstly, there's a problem which never existed, that of guessing one's gender identity. In the modern age, we cannot know gender without being informed by the second party. Gender now consists of gender expression and gender identity. For example, yours truly's gender is male, my gender expression is male, and my gender identity is male. It goes without saying that I identify my genus as Homo and my species as Sapiens, but nothing, other than my adherence to reality, prevents me from identifying with wolves and expressing myself as a leprechaun. Truly, the harvest of modern thought is meager. Secondly, we are informed that guessing is hurtful and insensitive. No argument is presented, no reason is given as to why guessing is hurtful and insensitive. We suggest the wording of hurtful and insensitive serves one purpose: to keep the listener from realizing the preceding statements are asinine. In conclusion to this part, we suggest those individuals who identify with leprechauns and express themselves as wolves should seek the services of a competent psychologist, since no philologist will be of any value. In conclusion, firstly, Christ remains in Christmas. Secondly, the nature of the universe is impervious to theoretical mathematical considerations, and ultimately, reality cannot be denied forever. If the general viewer enjoyed our chat, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel.